Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Jim Roberts. For those of you that don't know me, I'm one of the new deacons in training here at the Avenue Church. About a week or so ago, Pastor asked me if I would do a devotional video, and I told him yes. Little did I know what I was getting myself into. Um, I wasn't sure what subject I would use. I wasn't sure what I should talk about, and I prayed about it a little bit, and as I arrived at work that day, I noticed I didn't have to look too far to find a subject that would be something that we can talk about. Now, I noticed at work a lot of the people that I work with are anxious, fidgety, scared, if you will, concerned. They weren't sure how to handle the situation that we were in, and they were getting together in groups. And I talked to my wife about this a little bit, and she said, well, people that are anxious or scared will be drawn to other people that feel the same way, and they will feed off each other's fear. And I thought, wow, maybe there's something I can do to help these people out. Well, that morning I was reading in Luke. I was reading chapter 10. And as I was reading through the chapter, I got to the parable of the Good Samaritan. And as I read through that parable, it struck me as a different way. So I'm going to read it to you today, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. So Luke chapter 10, this is in verse 30. Jesus replies, "A man was going from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he fell among robbers, who stripped him and beat him and departed, leaving him half dead. Now by chance a priest was going down that road, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. So likewise a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, he passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion. He went to him, and he bound up his wounds, pouring oil and wine. Then he set him on his own animal and brought him to an inn to take care of him. And the next day he took out 2 denarii, and he gave it to the innkeeper, saying, 'Take care of him, and whatever you spend, I will repay you when I come back.'" Now, most of the time when we hear this, we start thinking about our place in the picture. Normally, we want to be the Samaritan. That's who we want to be. And most of the time, most of us are. But sometimes we're the priest and the Levite, where we just walk across on the other side. But as I was reading this parable and thinking about it, I got to thinking, what about the man? What did he think? What was going on? Hey, here's a guy that all he was doing was going to work. He was coming from Jerusalem to Jericho. Who was this guy? He's kind of an everyman. He's us. What was going on in his life? Well, same thing goes on in all of our lives. Why did God put him in this situation? Who knows? Where was he going about his daily business when he found himself among the robbers? What do you think he thought at that moment? What do you think he felt? Did he feel like, I'm going to die? Will anyone help me? Why is this happening to me? Fear? Was he scared for his life? Was he just scared? Now, as the event of this world fell upon this man, he was helpless to do anything about it. But what the parable does show us, it shows us that God is in control. Yeah, something bad happened to this man, but God was already there. He already had his plan in place to take care of him. He had sent the Samaritan to take care of the man. The Samaritan met all his needs at the time. Okay? When the man recovered, he woke up in the inn. What do you think his first thoughts were? Was he angry? Was he angry for what the world did to him? Was he confused? Was he still scared? Did he try to find somebody else that had a similar situation so he could feed on that? Did he blame God? Or did he look around and did he see the miracle that was actually happening in front of him? God was there in his storm. God provided for his needs. Did he look around with better eyes? Did he see the opportunities that were now in front of him? Did he spend more time with his family? Was he a better friend? Did he grow closer to the people around him? Did he take this opportunity to be a good neighbor? Did he ask what it is you want me to do, Lord? Yes, we're in a tough situation now in this world. When we look around, we're scared. We don't know what we're supposed to do. We don't know how we're supposed to act. None of us have ever been in this situation before. We're doing the best that we can. But we do need to remember that we are Christians, and God has got us. He has his hands around us. He will take care of us. He's seen us through these things before. He will see us through this one just as easily. What of our families? Have we grown to our families? I mean, I look around and I see a lot more people getting closer to each other because they get to spend more time with their children and their wives. Yes, sometimes it makes little arguments come up, but nothing is important anymore, not like it used to be. We used to think silly things were important. Now we can just look around and see what God has in store for us, why he's there, what he's done for us. God has a plan for you. You need to ask yourself what it is he wants us to do, not why are we in this situation. Look for the miracles that God put in your life. They're there. And the funny thing is they're probably there from the most unlikely sources. So look around. They're there. I was doing a Bible study with some of the men's group, and I ran across this passage. When fear comes knocking, you have a choice to make. Let it overtake you, or remember Jesus' victorious act of love, and choose to believe that he won the battle for your peace. When everything seems to be going wrong in your world, stand firm on the faith that fear has no power over you. Claim his peace. Walk forward in confidence that you are fully covered by his love. I thank you for listening to me tonight. I think we can do, we have a lot of miracles in our lives, and I think that God is working in it. I'm going to leave you with this quote from 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear or timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Love each other. Know God is there. We will get through this. Everything is going to be okay. I thank you for everything. Good night, and have a pleasant evening.